Good evening, November 9th, 2020. This is, myself in a Suraj Singh, and we go on to talk on our our usual our usual field engineering, as I always talk to you, and that is, you can say, important is this. As usual, you may say, is regarding COVID. I already talked, and this I already given talk in this engineering management and systems changes, organization, you can say, challenges, human thinking, only resort, general, etc., concrete specifications, total systems, quality, structure, soil, engineering reports, and FIDIC. So those are red, silver, yellow, white. This is what we have. Miscellaneous points to discuss, because this is miscellaneous talk, depending on time that I have. Yesterday I talked about more than 3 hours, but as usual, new Facebook design curtailed about, I think, 19 plus, about, you can say, half an hour. Usually it happens these days on Facebook. I'm experiencing this difficulty, and maybe hundreds of yourself experiencing same. No way out. After all, this is not in our control. Classic was better one. I even recorded through that even 5 hours continuous videos, but first of all, live video is not easy. One should be prepared, or one should have enough knowledge to use that time of live video. But if you work hard, you think on live, and if you think, I talked for 4 hours or 5 hours or 3 hours, and 1 hour was curtailed by Facebook due to whatever technical reason, I don't know. They don't answer, they don't respond if I write to them. I posted on my page, as well as I complained to them. But I think they are not very serious as far as this concerned. This means I waste my time every time. I think hardly some video has gone on this new page, new design is fully recorded. Really, it's something very ugly, Yesterday I was talking about thinking, and nothing has recorded, Well, I don't know how much will be recorded now. My title, almost same as it was yesterday, regarding field engineering, regarding, contracts. And engineering and execution planning, and you can say the responsibilities, obligations, accountability of various categories of engineers working in all hierarchies: contracts hierarchy, engineers hierarchy or organization, and employers or third party. It's Sometimes we have to assimilate with recall, because I these days I'm not referring to certain papers to show to you. I generally use screen share to show you, like soil reports, live contracts, and many others. Computation support from worksheet. So that it be clear to viewer. What I want to say, exhibition of documents, real documents, or working on those documents during live does cost interest, it does involve interest. It does. I'm not sure oh sarcastic. I'm not sure how contented and satisfied you are with submission of my talks. I'm sure that there are not thousands who are viewing, hardly few, despite I post on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on Safi. Until I get some feedback, how can I know my work benefits or it does not?
मोटी का क्या होगा?
मारे हो क्या ये तो?
ये नहीं बताया क्या?
अब मैं क्या पूछूं? So here, what I want to say, that engineering I'm talking, field engineering I'm talking, contracts I'm talking, site work I'm talking, and all branches of work I'm talking. You are interacting with me. Why don't you raise questions? My point is that it's because either you're not interested or you have no questions. Why don't you have questions? You can write in comments your questions, and if I understand them, certainly I shall help you. But it's not happened. I have given a long list of videos still now. This is my experience, I know, you know that. But even then, one expects some feedback. If I can improve something, well, this is professional videos, this is professional videos and professional issues. Of course, I'm including COVID issues. I'm also including some other non-engineering issues. It's for public, and whatever I can share with you, I'm trying to share. Now, this title is different. It's engineering, field engineering. It's work computations. Sorry, I today also, I just now, I think before 1 hour, published one video regarding analytical study of 51 days reports of COVID-19. These reports which are available on, which I know I got feedback from Government of India website, mygovernment.in/COVID-19. I analyzed them all, and whatever I could add to that based on formula on worksheet, and I presented that to you. This last day also, I think, today I'll try to keep and trace on that further as much as information I get, and provide you that analysis, and you can also analyze that if you wish, if you are interested, because Future is based on analysis. Without analysis, nothing is possible in this world. That's the most important point nowadays. If you can analysis, you can think, and thinking is related to analysis. A person who can analyze is thinker, and the thinker can analyze. That's my direct proportional consideration. Some religious sign Babarth is going on, so this is that that one shunk, you can say. Well, this is something else's home, and they do it, no problem. I'm unfortunate, I can't make videos in morning time these days because I'm sick, and I know, you know, I'm patient and very high quality patient, because I got two fractures in my left leg, one near hip and at ankle, and it will take some time to recover to reach my second floor, because I can't reach there now. It's enough if I'm sitting here in bed, or just take my walker and move him, stroll in room and go for therapy. That is only for your information. I was involved in accident on September 12th, and I was admitted, and I undergone operation on 14th September and 19th September. I was discharged from hospital on the 1st, and since then I've been here in room in bed, attended by medical person. Now I'm going for therapy. This is just for information, nothing to do with this video. So just to explain to you why there's some change, inefficiency in myself. I'm not that efficient as I was before, but don't worry, I speak. Mind has not been affected. There's some problem of damage, you know. I got my mind safe, and it, well, whatever it is, means I'm talking about profession. Yesterday when I was talking about thinking and engineering relations, that part about half an hour was curtailed, you can say. I can't say intentionally, but due to some system error it happened, so I can't answer to that. But I worked, and I can't remember what I worked at that time, because I'm not taking any script from anywhere or anything. I'm just, whatever script is coming in my mind, I'm going to share with you. That's why I'm putting my course, improvising this call, because whatever I think, I speak to you, and that's it. Nothing else. Whatever comes to my mind, is not today I talk something, tomorrow maybe same thing I talk in a different tone, or I repeat maybe probably due to some reason, and that happens. Well, whatever it is, engineering and thinking are great relation. I show to you in that state that thinking is top. Thinking, you can say thinking means application of mind. It's crucial. Without thinking, one cannot be engineer. One cannot make engineer. Thinking is very important, because thinking means concentration. Thinking means action of mind. Thinking means you are getting analytical information or synthesize information. If you are getting analytical information, you have to study that and check it, examine it, and use it to synthesize this. And if you are getting synthetic information from energy, then you have to analyze that and then study that. These are not philosophical terms, these are real terms. Without analysis, there can be no engineer, and without synthesis, there can be no engineer as well. And it's not only for engineers, it's for all professionals, even medicals and even chartered accountants, even others, advocates, law and all that, who use intellectualism. Means analysis is root of intellectualism. Analysis is root of engineering, and particularly civil engineering, because our subjects are like that. If you take civil engineering subjects, for example, in junior level it's applied mechanics, is complete analysis. You can say physics, chemistry, complete analysis. And even drawings, engineering drawings, complete analysis. How to draw, how to check, how to set. This is very preliminary, I'm telling you. But when you go higher stages in engineering, you see theory of structure, complete analysis. Analysis, and based on the analysis, structural design. It's also a part of analysis and synthesis and application of analysis into forming something into theoretical shape and form of drawings. How to use a building, how to use a design, how to use something is complete analysis. What we do, how to do it, how to control cost, how to control quality, how to control its physical work, how to control methods, how to control time, how to control, every control, quality, safety, planning, budgeting, procurement, whatever is there, everything has a relation to analysis, and then sum up of that analysis and reach certain synthesized figure certain way. That projection is very important for engineers. And if you cannot understand that, you are wasting time in engineering profession. Engineering profession is not based only on degrees. It's based on practical work. I used to call it tutorial work, but even in tutorial you have a professor, instructor. Here there's no instructor. You are your teacher, you are an instructor, you are a professor, and you are responsible. Teacher is not responsible, professor is not responsible, no one is, but you are in field and you are spending money on work. Money is spent, natural material is spent, human resources are spent, equipments are spent. What's not spent? Time is spent, cost is spent, quality is spent, everything is spent. So what should be worth? That's the question. Should I get back? That's expenditure spent on that. My question as an engineer is to myself, and your question to yourself. Who shall answer for you? Once you are engineer, means engineer either in contract or in contracting or in engineering or wherever, you own some responsibility of either disciplines of engineering. Either disciplines means it may be execution engineering, it may be consultancy engineering, it may be design engineering, it may be third party engineering, whatever you are, wherever, and in that further discipline and sub-discipline, you own limited responsibility and unlimited responsibility. Both are here. Limited responsibility maybe depending on your position, depending on your sub-discipline or discipline, while unlimited responsibility you own when you head some team or lead engineer you are. This point you must understand. Your certificate is fine, your education is fine, your legal title is fine, but important point is, can you deliver? Can you deliver? That's a big question. And for that delivery, what do you need? You need mind, you need application of mind, you need dedication, you need devotion. You cannot be slave to time. You have to complete planning, you have to do it. Conception, charting out your steps based on logical considerations, logical criteria. That point's very important. And if you say, no, I follow books, you can never do work. Follow books. Which book? No book is there. If you are qualified, your mind should work. That is experience. What do you mean by experience? One time work, second time work, third time work. Every time you learn and improve, learn and improve, learn and improve, learn and improve. That's experience. So first one, you maybe somebody ask you do this way, second time you know what you have to do, third time you know, I can do it like this, or I can manage different way, I can speed it up, or I can do it the better way, I can do better method, I can do better analysis, I can go research or go review on that, and you do this and that. So you refine yourself, and don't forget, you are not refining yourself, you are going to refine your ordinates, subordinates, the whole crew there. And you are learning from that while you are teaching them as well. Demonstrative teaching, instructive teaching, performance-based teaching, and also learning from them, because whatever they can do, you cannot do. Their body language, their actions during activity performance are very important. Of course, you can't do for 1 hour, they do for months. If I work physically on site, I may not even work for half an hour, 4 months. But they do it, and you do your work, they can never do. So it is two-way combination, mutual learning. You learn physical acts, how they perform, how they act, Time study you call it in management organization. Time study. Everybody has different performance type, performance level, efficiency. Everybody has different estimate. Everybody has different mind. Like every engineer has different approach. Same thing. You are as support on site. Support in design, support in planning, support in quantification, support in safety, everywhere. This applies everywhere. Really, this is extraordinary. I'm talking of something based, recalling from experience where I failed and where I was successful, where I was not successful. I have to see myself. There's no one to audit you. Your weakness, you know, your plus point, you know, but don't band it. Don't ban, oh, I know this and I know this. No, you don't know anything, just do it. Your work should speak what you know. If you know I can do this and I can do, oh, I will do it just now, and you never do it, that conduct must change. Because engineering is very serious business. It's very serious business. It's not ready-made machine you buy and install on plinth of that machine or foundation of machine or vessel to be founded on your created foundation. It's not that. You have to do 100% work. Natural materials are to be used and manufactured or converted to required material that performs, that serves, and that you are going to do. So it's different work altogether. Mechanical engineers work different. Electrical work is different, but they work on same side, don't forget. Without them you cannot complete work, and without you they cannot work. Without your structural basis, no machine can be placed on, no pumps can be placed on. Without your slab is ready, no ducting can be hung. Similarly, electrical items, without you are ready, they can't be ready, and without they are ready, you can't be ready. Until you do preparatory works, they cannot lay their conduits, and until they lay conduits, you cannot concrete. Until they lay blockouts, plumbing guys or AC guys, you cannot do slab. So this is a mutual coordination, mutual fulfillment of requirement. That's very important point. This is very, very important if you think on that. So no, I feel is feeling I am not responsible for a machine. This means you are very junior engineer, very low profile engineer. Your mind is limited, your mind is constrained, it cannot expand, it cannot diverge itself. Its vistas are very limited, your divergence scope is very limited. You are very small person, your mind is not able, might be having the highest degree, but you are not able to deliver. You can deliver only when you produce, and when you produce means you know about how to produce. That is called engineering detailing. You must know. Not only engineering detailing, how it is to be detailed according to contract. That is another relation. Contract requirement to your technical requirement. Both requirements must combine together. Contract requirement is demanding requirement, is mandate requirement, while technical requirement, supporting requirement. You may understand. Oh no. As technical is mandated. No. You will be paid only according to provisions made within, included within contract. If you are a contractor or a contractor representative, again I say different parties are there. If you do not have understanding, you have to understand now. There's a triangle. What is there? There's a triangle. Three corners of a triangle. Without triangle there can be no figure, no geometry. Yes, there can be angle which is useless, it can be measured in quantification. Angle value can be given, but figure cannot be generated. Same thing here. I'm talking is triangle. There are three corners of a triangle. One corner is employer, other corner is contractor, and third corner is engineer within terms of contracts. This point is very beautiful if you understand this. Just like we say, oh, there's a triangle in many organizations. One is cost, and one is time, and one is quality. And all these three are directly related and within responsibility, job description or requirements or scope of work of contractor, which shall be supervised by engineer for certification, and it should be delivered to employer for operational activities. So this triangle is very important until you understand this triangle, because quality, cost and time. Quality includes everything, cost includes everything, and time includes everything. All these three are unavoidable, and you can say cannot. You say, oh, I can dispense this. You cannot dispense anything, because cost means you have to be paid that cost by employer on recommendation of engineer. Why you be paid? What should be paid? Because there is a contract, and that cost is written as price within contract. So you shall be paid that one. That's very important. Without that payment, your contract shall not be over. Without delivery, your payment cannot be made. You shall be paid only when you have done delivery. According to the requirement, not without payment. You cannot say, no, 80% requirement, that, so give me 80% payment. No, you can't be paid. Not at all, it is rejected. Why 80%? Why not 100%? Why not 110%? Why is 80%? That's a question. So to give 80% or 90% or 100%, you have to decide. You give 80%, you want to be paid. You give 90%, maybe there's a dispute. If you pay, you do 100%, okay, they will pay you because you are done. But if you do 105%, you will be called a better contractor, a reliable contractor, because you are not greedy. You are giving some value on price. Value engineering is called, value addition is called. It's very important point actually. Value addition. Okay, for that value addition, first you do what you are paid. It's your problem. It's not your problem. You cannot say. You agreed for that. Here you think. Construction is very complicated business. For a contractor. Well, promoter I'm not talking. Promoter have many ways to earn, but contractors don't have many ways to earn. You will be paid fixed sum, that is called lump sum, on such lump sum contracts, on some construction contracts, on some engineering procurement and construction contracts, or like that red book contract, or you can say silver contract, you can say whatever you can say, or you can say white service design contract or plant and build contract, that's yellow book. All are here depending on requirement, but ultimately requirement is yours if you are contractor representative. And engineer's requirements are different. Engineer has to make sure you do job according to requirements within contract. This is difference only. One person has to do job, other person has to make sure you are doing right job. That's it. Why dispute? You will be paid by employer only when you do that, and an engineer accepts this. You will get it. And this is only relation so simple. You can say, I as employer give you $1 billion. You as contractor do work that has been documented. And within contract, requirements are documented by my engineer, and you fulfill that. And my engineer should say, okay, I give certificate, work has been done according to the requirements, and there's no dispute. So you do complete work, and you get complete money, complete sum, complete consideration, whatever it is, you do it. So simple it is, why don't you understand? Yes. It's so simple in statement. Just like with a payment statement, my valuation statement, I am submitting to you, to engineer, I am a contractor, this is my, but I have to give complete details. It's not one line statement, it's like a book. Whatever bill of quantities were available, or whatever way your valuation has to be evaluated, measured, all details must be agreed by between contractor and engineer, or between representatives of both. That's, once it is agreed, engineer would recommend based on acceptance by both parties of contract. I mean to say, engineer recommends what contractor has done. Okay, his payment statement is valid, justified, and say I recommend certification on this, and goes to employer, and employer has to pay within defined time or reasonable time if the condition is there, and if the contract is not paid by employer, this default. If contractor is not working according to requirements, default. If contract doesn't comply according to the contract requirements, default. And that's very important point you should understand. You must understand that point. Somebody is unnecessarily calling me. This is a problem here. Means they don't realize that somebody is working in public and they just keep calling. I call suppose irresponsible. You know I am making video. I am talking to public. You are interfering by sending your connections only. Oh, what's urgency? Right here. I'll answer. I don't understand people. Just want to talk for nothing. They have no question. They just want to see your face. Well, I'm sorry. You should not be angry. But because this stuff interrupted me for nothing. I was talking very important. What is contracting responsibility? What is employer's responsibility? What is engineer's responsibility? And third party, as I talked yesterday. These are not ordinary people. Contract is contract. Contract is not only spelling CONTRACT. This means track. Track on which you have to move together. Contract. See analytics, concentration, or you can say walk together. Towards converge together, so to some goal, converging track. You have one focus, you have one goal, you have one destiny, you both have to achieve that. Focus or destiny of employer is project should deliver to it according to condition, within time, within cost, whatever I agreed, and within defined quality. And job of contractor is to do it. It is so simple. And job of engineer is that make sure 100% whatever is being paid and whatever is given in contract, it's complied with. And job of third party is that every party has done its job. It has given assessment. Yes, they have complied with. Payment has been made. There is no problem in project, and it can be disposed of into operation. This point is so simple. It looks very simple indeed. It looks very simple indeed, but it's not simple. It's not simple because it's not one line contract. It's not that, okay, I give you line, we agree one line, I'll pay you this much to do this, and what to do then? What to do? What you shall pay, on what basis you work out that, and means complete analysis, complete design, complete in every respect, structural respect, architectural respect, services respect, requirement of feed respect, and performance respect, and functional respects, and compatibility respect. The compatibility is very important between mechanical means, electrical means, vessels, and all operative equipment, and must be together working without causing any problem. Electromechanical or others and structure all should fit in together. Whatever action or forces machines transfer, your foundations must act, and it should not focus for all longevity of a project, maybe 30, 40, 50 years, whatever. Generally plants are initially designed for 30 years, while structures are designed for 50 years or 100 years. And that durability, we can call it durability. Within this durability period, your structure and your all installations must work professionally, efficiently, without causing any shutdown or stoppage or any accidental loading on that. It should be sustainable. It should be working successfully on that's requirement. It's so simple, but it's not simple in real life. In real life, it's not simple because if there's a contract of billions of dollars, there is work for billions of dollars. And contractor is very responsible in this case. You may consider this country, you may not regard contractor, but don't forget that without contractor, you stand nowhere. Can you handle same thing yourself? If you are an engineer or you are working somewhere in government or you are working somewhere in company, can you do same thing, and all activities can you perform per contractor performs. And if you can do yourself, then why do you need contractor? Points that you think yourself. That's the question. Thinking, why do you need contractor, or why do I require contractor for my proposal or for my project? Why can't I do myself? If I'm an engineer, what's problem? That person may be engineer. That person, if not engineer, may have employment, may employ engineer. So why can't I do myself? What's problem? Now why should run for contract? Okay, I do myself. What contractor does, I do. I know what contractor does because I know how that contractor works. I'm an engineer. Then I should do myself. Can employ. I can employ personnel. I can employ workers. I can buy material. I can do anything on my own. So my working shall not go to any engineer because I myself am an engineer. I'm responsible. But is it really workable? How many people are so strong to accept this kind of challenge? That's why I say challenges. Challenges, thinking, these are very important. This is a challenge. You try yourself. Maybe you're a very big engineer, you're very senior and fellow level engineer. You try yourself. Why always think of contract? I will award contract, or my owner will award contract. I will work for that. I prepare contract documents. You do yourself. You prepare your own documents. Work accordingly. Yes, here is a point. Here is a scissor. Here is a nut bolt. Here is a wrench. You shall never expect. You will never do, because who wants to take headache? I want to supervise. Yes, I will work with documents. I can prepare documents. I can do design work. I can do every work. I am capable of constituting all contract documents, which are in thousands and thousands and thousands, including hundreds and hundreds of drawings, standards, specifications, and everything, and conditions of contract. I can do that, but I can't do that in physical terms. That's the difference. If you can do that, this means you are super expert. I know you might be having a team of 20 engineers, 30 engineers, 40 engineers. They work for months on those. This means you be thorough about this. Means you know everything what you have to do. When you are thorough, you never work yourself. That's the problem. Do yourself. Because you want to be big boss. I employ contractor will report to me or report to someone, and I'll just supervise or make surveillance and ensure what complies with complete requirements. You are maybe saying I'm smiling or laughing all the time. Why I should not laugh? What's the problem? Because this situation hasn't come up till now. It's not here everywhere in world. This has not been done. It's sometimes in government departments somewhere, maintenance used to be done, or some small works were done like this, but even then people are not interested in this kind of work. Same people, when they join contracting companies or organizations, either here in this country or elsewhere, they work. I too was employed by contracting company for many years, for many projects, and I did work on them. And not only myself, thousands of such engineers all over the world. They do from all nations, and there are consultants or engineers as well supervise job, or sometimes we are also engineers, we supervise others' job. So this is a triangular team, because magnitude of work is that divergent, that you cannot say I can do myself. Fact is that you are very much competent, you can do that, but it's so wide concept. So quantity or voluminous work is there. If you document something, you prepare contract, you prepare bid documents, or before that you design structures, or you design architecture, or you design services, or you just establish field, or you do surveying of area, geographical survey or geotechnical survey, or you then the award contract, and then contractor has vast degree of working, means contractor has to take complete responsibility from finances of agreed price and to complete delivery of whatever is included within the scope of work, and that part's very important. So contractor knows that wide divergent, that voluminous work, physical work to be done. So actually it depends on, means even you make your own house, say you won't be able to do yourself because resources you can organize, but these are not available. Everything has become specialized. In contractor, your contractor shall know where a material is available, or you can know you cannot know exact place, but contractor will suggest you, or you can give material delivery also by contractor in addition to other resources, and that guy can procure workers, that guy can procure rented machines, that guy, because that guy knows everything, but you may not be knowing until you either you're a contractor, you can know it. So you can say it's practically not, you can say, feasible that one person can do all. This is not feasible because of quantity, volume, because of high profile volumes. It's not a machine I buy and install, or 4 machines I buy and install in my factory and connect them, or electrical work I do. Yes, it's not easy, because you saw so many documents, legal documents, normal documents, technical documents, law documents, contractual documents, and you have to produce many documents. It's so complicated that it's justified that there should be a triangular team or rectangular team. Generally, triangular team is basic one, and there can be TPC also linked to that loop. So it either become 3, it can be 4 with limited or with defined restricted responsibility, but triangle is major. Just like in controls, triangle is there, it's also a kind of another control of organization. Organizing project, who should do what should employer do, what should engineer or consultant do, what should contractor do, and what should extra party or third party should do. These are all completely defined, and this definition depends on from one project to other project how it works, and that's where complete analysis in all hierarchy, all this triangular and rectangular square hierarchy require to be done, and that's a very important point. Everyone says I'm a specialist. Yes, everybody is a specialist with interactive generality. I am a specialist for my work, but I am also having relation on and apply mind on general interaction. I'm not saying a mechanical engineer, or if I design and something, I'm working on site, I can't do that. I can do that. I can design also, but my efficiency can't be same as efficiency of a specialist designer whose dedicated job is that. My job is not dedicated, my job is partial. Sometimes it requires I do that. So there is a difference in approach. You can do dedication work or dedicate yourself to. Dedication means whole time employment, whole time that activity, but you and you are dedicated on works, physical working, so that person and designer cannot do or produce that work as you can produce, and you cannot do design as that person does. And also if you are a contractor, only contractor can do the job, because you cannot do as fast as contractor can do, because contractor has thorough knowledge of all these resources and how to do best work. You can supervise your supervision consultant, or you can say surveillance contractor or design. It depends on your consultancy power, means what role you have. An employer has to extract it from everybody and pay, and how to pay, from where money comes in, that employer's responsibility is. And all these parties work, this third party, that's responsibility is. So there is a complete charting out about that's where application of mind is required. It doesn't mean you have to do research work, thinking for everything. Sometimes you have to think for thinking. Sometimes you have to do thinking and thinking and thinking. So when I say the behind, say what is engineering, I was simply given terms like this: 3 words: think, do, and deliver. That's it. Easiest definition. Don't try very long definition. Think, do, deliver. That's it. It applies to contractor, it applies to consultant, it applies to engineer, it applies to employer, it applies to third party, it applies to all crews of all parties. That's very important point. We should understand this, really. It's very, very important. We should understand this point. And if we can't understand this, we can't be successful, to be very frank. That's why I always say, I always show you this, though I'll not revise this, just like it's written QCS concrete and general soil, it's written like that, QCS Qatar consultants, Qatar civil specifications, concrete general, and the COVID-19 nowadays, it is then it is project, regarding project, what project says. Project requirements, everything about project, and FIDIC is a context relating one like this. I try just to show every time, just in the handwritten, so that you should know. Hand is also very important. Writing is also important. You cannot escape writing. Oh no, my computer. Oh, your computer will do, but you have to write in computer. Or if you go to someone to type it, you have to write to him, or you write yourself. That is important. I think I'm not speaking excessively. I'm trying to only explain to you by clear expression that can be picked up by every level of engineers and non-engineers. When I talk like this, I address to engineers as well as to public, because public must know what we perform. How do we do? Because general public is not in context of engineers. General public knows about doctors, about advocates, about chartered accountants, and about all others except engineers. Because engineers' contact with public is very limited, very, very limited. And that limited makes engineer keep off from public, and public keep off from public, keep distant from engineer, and engineer keep distance from public. Of course, that is for some of the reason when we start some side we fence it. It's not for that purpose. Fence is for safety purpose. For this will be no intrusion or no accident. But this is not distant. Distance something else, and I'm talking mentally distant. Mental distance means if I want to see public, I want to talk to some client. My client will not understand what I say. Even architects can't understand. The architect's job is not that complicated. Engineer's job is. I try to speak to some client or some person comes to me about something. I say something, the guy doesn't understand. That's problem here. If you talk of project, somebody comes to you, I've got this drawing, I just want to do the structural design, means you help me. And if you help, this will run away. The person doesn't just want to say, but that person wants a miracle. That person wants to get services of engineers, but that person wants miracles. Oh, I should do it immediately. And engineering doesn't work like this. Engineering doesn't work like this. Means structure is very, very complicated and responsible field. It's not an orderly field, and that's really very, you can't say that it works like that. It's very important field. Engineering is not a joke. Engineering is not a joke, because it involves structures, and it involves a structure, and it works for decades. That's a very important point. That point means we can't ignore a structure of whatever design is, only component, only discipline that keeps everything safe, serviceable, durable, which is combination of which we call reliable. Finishes can be changed, altered, removed. Walls can be removed, but structural elements like foundations, like superstructure, wherever means which are completely involved in load actions, cannot be changed. You can remove wall which is non-load bearing, you can remove plaster, you can remove tiles, means if you wish You can't remove. But if you say, somebody says, I want to change this column, I want to change this beam, it's not going to happen. It doesn't happen. That is what the seriousness. Engineers' work is very serious nature work. Yes, you can laugh, you can enjoy, that's different. But the area of seriousness of engineer work is particularly civil and structural. Engineers are very, very serious. If you're not serious and high profile, I don't think you can think in that case. You can only follow something. Okay, you are given some drawing, you follow. I am a sight person. I have to follow. Drawings have nothing to do other than that. That's also wrong conception. Ultimately, you are doing work. I've seen many structures, sometimes in my career that we do drawing work and we study drawing and produce, and have seen some spaces where there's no entry. You got it? I've seen some spaces in many structures that the architect doesn't care and the structural engineer never cares, and whatever is given there's a design design column, and there's a complete closure of some space. There's no access to that one. So what's the purpose? Right? Got my point? What I'm saying, I've seen such spaces in my when I was too young. I could not understand what I've seen, and nobody didn't ask, and it's closed. Oh, it's in drawing, what can I do? It's in drawing. If space is closed, means it's lost forever. It's in drawing. That's what I say. Sometimes it happens. It happens. It's very funny because there is no clear concept. Sometimes it doesn't exist. The people are serious. Sometimes there is just no coordination, and people do not know. Professionals do not sit together and talk. That culture doesn't exist. Domination is more important here. Might is more important rather than value of what you do, what you deliver. It may be architect, it may be engineer, it may be others. And that's not modern requirement. That is, I can say that is irreliable means, yes, there was a time when there was no multidisciplinary product, like 50 years back. There was ordinary RCC, or not even RCC, the brickwork foundations. My one teacher, when I was studying in 1972, he said, one wall is very, if there's a 9 inches wall, 255 mm wall, don't worry about this, just provide this, offsets and 2 or 3 offsets and 2 thickness twice plus so many. That's foundation. You imagine there's maybe 10 tons per square meter. It's available to imagine, and then this can take up to 3-story rise, and don't worry about it. This is that professor told our class, and we learn that. After all, we are students, so we have to agree. I go up to 3-story, no problem. Sometimes that was standard of teaching. This is obsolete. Means so you cannot simply say this wall can sustain loads of 3 stories. Just this the thumb rule foundation. But because that time was different, and before that was stone masonry. Before brick masonry was stone masonry, and still if you go to ancient structures, you will find the domination of lime. Ground lime is not nowadays different type. Like that time there was a wheel, on my side when I was on service, consultancy service. There was a big wheel, stone wheel, and there was a circle there. Ox used to come, ox or sometimes camels, and this wheel rolled into a trench around, and there was mortar and lime. All was ground and mixed. Lime was all mortar was mixed, because lime is pozzolanic and it doesn't set immediately. So they took use many hours for rolling that heavy stone using bullock or something else, and then take out from there and use in work. This I experienced myself in 1975-76. And it was it was in contract. Means they had to grind this like this, Whatever way there was no mechanical means, that time means the time you have seen. So what I'm saying is, it depends from time to time. Stone masonry. I'm not talking brick. Stone masonry. Many structures, stone masonry in lime mortar was constructed, and stone, maybe it is limestone, or it could be, volcanic stone or granite, whatever it is. I mean, that was different world. So now we are different. Now some technology is there, different materials are there. High strength steel is there, very high strength is still there, and we can make high strength concrete. We can make high density concrete. We can make lightweight concrete, we can make formed concrete, we can make precast concrete, we can do pre-stressing and post-tension pre-tension, and we can do RCC, cast in situ, we can do whatever combination of materials we can do, combination of stresses we can do. Means it's different world, altogether different world. So many codes are there, so many designs are there, so many softwares are there, and you can think about thinking has got no software. Now that's only problem. Thinking got no software. Your software is yourself. Thinking, what you can say, or contemplation you can say, or you can say vision, or you may say whatever. You can use this term. I am using very simple term that can be understood by each and everybody without any big problem, or without going to opening dictionary just to know meaning of that. So I understand your point of view. Everything is not easy in life. Everybody cannot become intelligent. Everybody cannot become expert. Generality exists everywhere, and even average level exists everywhere. Forget generality. Our criteria is different. Our focus is different. When we say somebody is a professional, means professional term itself is very profile one and very powerful, because profession means you have to be in advanced stages of learning. You have to go to in-depth learning of whatever you do, and you must be advanced level in that, very very advanced level. And as much advanced you are, as long as you work in your career with efficiency, learning and learning and learning, practical learning, theoretical learning, empirical learning, work-based learning, other learnings, research learning, and informative learning, whatever learning you do, you get more and more grade of professional, and that's called means expertise. That's called specialization in whatever field you go. Means your mind does not think only for one point or one focus. Your mind focuses on many directions, so that you can do successful coordination based on successful communication. That's important point for all engineers, because it's very difficult sometimes for engineers to express either in writing or in speech. That's a major point. Means if you cannot write, you cannot do communication successfully, and if you cannot think of, you cannot speak, and you can assimilate. So thinking means it's a result of, or it's the initiation of communication as well as coordination, and based on that communication coordination, you have to reach everywhere. Everywhere means other disciplines, coordinated disciplines, all disciplines, and you must have knowledge of all this, not as expert but as coordinator. Means coordination means, in fact, means if say there are 10 activities on 10 activities to produce some work, then those 10 activities should happen at demanded time, at required time. If activities are delayed, that work is delayed. You cannot do that work without performing those activities. That is meaning of coordination. It may be design work, it may be shop drawing, working drawing, or it may be site work or whatever. Whenever something has to be done, it must be done. That is called positive coordination, reliable coordination. And if you know there are 10 feed in, 10 is back, and we have 10 contacts, and I have to do this work tomorrow, and my two contacts are absent, and there is nothing from them, so you cannot do that work, and that is called delay of time, and you can say failure of coordination. And that failure of coordination, not simply coordination failure, it's communication based failure, because someone failed in communication, either this end or that end. That's very important part. Communication gap, communication unsuccessful. Communication problem exists in many locations. I noticed this. And if communication is failure, coordination is failure. And if coordination is failure, performance of work at that time. I'm not saying it won't be done, but schedule is disturbed, interrupted, and extended. And extension means more time, and more time means more resources, and more resources means more expenditure and more damages to both contractor as well as employer, because employer has some plan. You have to deliver this project on this date so that I can sell it further or can use it, or for whatever purpose it is, it can be put into operation or service. But because if you delay that, employer is not responsible for that. Yes, employer is responsible only if employer doesn't make payment in time, then it's fault of employer, default. You can also claim. So when the question of claims pour in, then it's some adverse impact on every contract. Do you want adverse impact? It can be your default, it can be contract's default, or it can be engineer's default. Why should there be default? That's point. Why? When your contract is clear, your responsibility, your obligations are clear, your liabilities are clear. This means everybody should know who is responsible, who represents contractor, who represents engineer, who represents the employer, who represents third party. Everybody should be clear, and everybody should move in same tone on same page, and they should do their work when it's required to be done. What's the problem then? That's a simple point. Means coordination is very easy if you take it in theory, but in virtual world, in practical world, in real life, there is delay. Because intellectual levels of all are not same. There can be intelligent contractor, there can be intelligent staff, contractor, intelligent agent, or manager, or organizer, or there can be not that intelligent subcontractor. Say subcontractor is not very intelligent, not brilliant, or maybe sometimes engineer is not brilliant, the resident engineer is not brilliant, and sometimes someone plays even if you are good. So coordination has got many relation to ultimate performance. Though it's easy to say coordination, why do we call it? Because co-ordination. Co plus ordination. Ordinary. Ord means when you say this is the x-axis and this is y-axis and this abscissa and this ordinate. So there is not one ordinate alone on all projects. There are many ordinates. This ordinate, this ordinate, this ordinate, this ordinate, this ordinate, this ordinate, depending on disciplines and sub-disciplines, specialty and requirements. So there is some time for every ordinate to perform. That time is given in schedules. Schedules, total schedule, master schedule, level 1 schedule, that's called, and all other detailed schedules, and based on those schedules, master schedule, other schedules, subcontractor has its own schedule charted out, meeting in line to that requirement. This line of subcontractor schedule should be in line to contractor's schedule, and then performance should be made. That's called same time work. Ordination. It's not question of superiority or inferiority here. It's question of your work, my work, this work, this is work. It has so many ordinates. All ordinates should work at the required time. That's it. For that, the requirement of structural communication. Information transmission, which is vast. What is in my mind, not necessarily that is in that person's mind. So I have to give some backup to that person, and that person have to give me some backup response. That is chemistry of communication. It can be by email, it can be by writing, print, or it may be by whatever way, whichever is best way to save time, so that we have to respect time of others. We should not waste others' time, and others should not waste our time. We should do point to point precise work in communication, so that other person has not to go through essays or stories. So if you can make yourself a good communicator, a good coordinator, you are a brilliant engineer. Believe me, you would be. You would be a brilliant engineer. Engineer, of course, your job, you have learned it. You learned it in your university, theory at least, if not complete, and you learned something in field, but no university can teach you communication, no university can teach you coordination, and no university can give you common sense, and no university can give you development of mind. It is only you and you. That is responsible for you, for you, for you. You are responsible for that obligation which your university could not give you. You have to make yourself suitable, self-suitable, self-competent, self-consistent if you want to get that. This is not a simple one. This is actually very complex, and much more complex than some drawings and some specifications. Sometimes we take it easy. Oh, communication, I know. Yes, you know. I know, you know. Can you do it? Point is that if you can do it, I'll be happy. But it's not easy. Communication is not easy, and if you complicate it further, it will make you difficult, make your life difficult. I'm not talking of language, I'm talking of composition of that communication, referrals included, and which time that has to be done. That is more important. Time, suitable time, real time, because you need time. That party which is working for you, that needs time, right? And maybe they have another party that needs time. So you have to keep in mind how many time sections are there involved in that activity, in that operation. Those times you must know, and if you are not sure, you have to get that feedback from those associates or those ordinates. They will give you, because they will keep their safety factor and their manufacturer safety factor or vendor safety factor, and tell you this can be done, and that's a feedback for you, which you have to use for your planning or from scheduling and reporting. So those minute detail for all activities are very important to be timely done, with factor of safety, keeping safe margins around. That's where I always say coordination is intelligent job. It's not intelligent that you are going through drawings or specifications. That's already there. You have to read them only. You have to analyze and coordinate those one, rather than coordinating staff. But those technical coordination within specifications, within drawings and specifications, and drawings, that is complete technical coordination. Here I'm talking coordination, overall coordination. It's not technical coordination. Technical thing you have to do. Every discipline it has to do. Every sub-discipline it has to do. That must be done. Without that, nothing is possible. But on top of that, administrative coordination, managerial coordination, liaison coordination, statutory coordination, every coordination is required. And that is done only when you are immersed in that project. Your immersion in project is very significant one. If you immerse yourself, you make yourself some self-made engineer or self-made professional. At that stage you can say you are professional because you are entering into in depth of everything. It's not one drawing or two drawing. It's a complete package of drawings, of specifications, of contract, of commercial activities, complete package, and you have to know everything there, including designs. That stage, your mind would have value. It has power. It shall have power. You are not same level young boy or girl when you are in your university. Just blank. Only theory. Only tutorial. Here is no tutorial. Here is your role. Constructive role. Determined role. Role where you are accountable to. You are liable to your obligations. And 24 into 7, don't forget. It's very important, significant one. When you gain more on experience, more on experience, you study your books or refer to documents, you would say, really, I'm learning something. You would say, provided you do something, provided you trust in yourself, provided you want a future in your career in engineering, you don't want to jump to other non-engineering jobs. That's up to you. I have seen many people, they give up engineering after passing degree and they join management or they join electronics, software. I cannot call them engineer at all. Yes, you have degree, you got MBA, so what I do? You are no use to me. Once in my interview, I was attending some interview for overseas, I think for Saudi or somewhere, long back, I think more than 2 decades back. There was no computer time that time, not in those days, and I usually attended many interviews because I'm a frequent job change. I've been frequent job changer. So there you met young men. I was too young also, and that when I talked, what for your come and what is the position was project manager. Okay, you are. I asked him, from where you qualified engineering, and he said, I didn't qualify engineering. What? You didn't qualify engineering? This requirement is engineering? No, it's project managers. I'm MBA. Okay, you are MBA. Very nice. But this is for construction project. So what's your role? No. Maybe I know that there can be finance arrangement. There is some other arrangement. I can suggest. I can do that. I was really upset. Means so why people waste time? This is a project manager. This is, the requirement is construction project. So where is your role? You may be very qualified in your MBA. I understand, but your role is not in construction. Same argument I have to use with some people who come from PMP and though they have no knowledge of engineering and they as they are PMP pass and they are managers. Oh, I am manager. Engineer has to report to me. That's it. What if there's a technical question? Engineer has to come. I'll ask. Hey, give me this. They will give me, and I deliver this. You cannot go to meeting because you are not an engineer. You're not experienced in engineering. So you will take some engineer with you. That engineer has to answer to you and then to you answer meeting of that. This is completely different one. This actually has failed. They only show you should be MBA. Actually, engineer has worked for 10 years, for 20 years. He's a super MBA. He's super MBA. He's super doctor. He's super master. Because he has worked delivered. You see, advocate doesn't deliver. Chartered accountant doesn't deliver. Nobody delivers. They work based on feedback. They try to make something out of nothing. But here we are going to make something. we make something forever. That should work, that should perform, that should serve, that should be safe. And that is the responsibility of engineer. And that's the degree pride you should have. Some engineers say, oh, when I see some city develop, I'm civil engineer, I feel very, very proud of myself. Okay, when I see some building, I feel, oh, say this is my engineer. But I don't feel that way. Because my concept is different. Yes, I'm an engineer, I feel proud to some extent, not whole extent. I feel happy, I feel powerful for those who were involved in this, in elemental work, in detailed work, like whole crew, whole staff, whole lower profile frontline workers and supervisors. I was moving. I just instructed them, do this, and do this. And if they have not done that, or I don't have that power, that's much more important than material as well as equipment. Because without those hands, your hands can't work, your mind can't work. If you don't have those complete crew of all categories in lower spectrum, or you can say line management or line organization, I call it line organization, my hands and my mind are no use even if I can think whatever I think. Because I don't have workers. In mechanical it's different. There may be few workers. But in construction, you need your demanded workers. Otherwise, you cannot do anything. Anything. Forget delivery. You cannot even prepare. You cannot attempt to do work. Cannot. This is my challenge to everybody. Come and do. I challenge to all those who talk a lot. Okay, do this project yourself. That's a serious point. Engineers should think that way. So we should respect those who work for us, first of all. Yes, they are not BMA, they are not literate, but you cannot do that work they can do. Work is physical, work is heavy, work is accurate, and they spend time, hard work, machine work, hexa, saw, hammer, machine, crane, tower crane, pump, all that. Without them, can you do? No. So they are integral part to you. They are your hands, they are your legs, they are your tongue, you are moving because they move. And when they move and you move, your project moves. And project movement gives progress. Project movement gives performance of project. Sometimes you say it's very serious. What is talking I can't understand. If you can't understand, then what can I do? I'm talking atomic physics. It's so simple. Design succeeds only when work is done. Planning succeeds only when work is done. Quality succeeds only when work is done. Tell me what is not successful if work is done. If work is done wrong or is not done, everything fails, to be very frank. Engineer fails, contractor fails, employer fails, and ultimately public fails, money fails, time fails, quality fails. Because you are not developing yourself. Keep money factor apart, how much my salary is, what I get, what my position is. That is to your person, not to project. Once you accept to work for a project, keep all irrelevant factors out of your mind and work for project. Forget 8, 10, 12 hours. Forget. Because your work cannot be measured in terms of hours. You do not work physically. You are, you are qualified and you are required to work mentally. And mental work cannot be measured in time. You may be in bathroom, you may be in WC, you may be in your driving mood, you may be in bed, you may be at home, you may be during sleep. Your responsibility continues. Have you ever experienced, oh, my slab was cast last night, I don't know, they have done curing or no? Or there's some person you did not arrange or some form did not arrange. So you think that maybe a call on phone. Or now phone is there, mobile is there, but there was nothing before. On landline were there or two radio systems were there. So you have to be brilliant in thinking and doing. So only thinking is also not adequate. Thinking is root of everything. Thinking is formula. But thinking to doing and to deliver. Thinking to doing and doing to delivering is equal to engineering. Thinking to doing and doing to delivering and delivering to operation is defined as practical engineering. Can you understand this? This stanza of poem is not poem, actually I'm just joking, just the tone I made because to enjoy. Once you work as an engineer, means there is no room to enjoy for you because you are in dirt, you are in cement, you are in aggregate, you are in bad weather conditions, you are in storm weather conditions, you are in humidity or you are in cold everywhere you are, and there's no question. I enjoy. Yes, you will have many times hot tea or coffee, but you can't mix up with everybody because your work is okay, but as far as personal relations are concerned, you are your own master, you are your own entertainer, you are all your filmmaker. You have to be happy all time, because if you are happy, your mind will work and you will be happy with people. And if you're also, I'm very tired and this and that, I could not do this, I'm interested in. If you want rest, you rest, finish. Why you come to site? Engineer can never be tired, remember. Real engineer can never be tired. Tired physically but mentally never. Because more and more information keeps pouring into my mind and calculated into here, and I start thinking and seeing everything and forget your headache and forget everything. Your mind is very sharp, very active all the time, and it remains active full time, and you feel that happiness which is entertaining happiness. That's very important point. If you can get that point, if that get that level of development of mind. Why am I explaining excessively? I have to ask myself now. Am I explaining excessively? That's another point. It's only 1 hour 23 minutes and time is about 8:30. So let's talk some more. Because I started delayed, and because I was in all video for 1 hour. This COVID-19, so I missed this time. No problem. It could be around 2 hours or around something. So my dear friend, well, I don't have any books with me. As you can show, I can show something like that if I find in my mobile. I don't know why. Just to show you something is very important, and that's all just like some photographs here. I don't want to waste your time. I'll just show you how people work, how what nonsense they work with. I'll show you before also I showed, again I show you. You can see what sort of work they are doing, you see. Can you see what nonsense this is? Means no compaction, they are doing concrete. I'm blinding. Same thing, yeah. Same thing, nothing new. See worst quality, how they do. See rubbish finish here, a new path. See rubbish joints, everything. You can see how dirty it is. Broken cover. You see this dirt, bad quality. You can see that. This is quality, nonsense. You call it quality or nonsense? You can see that another new cover, broken. What do you call it? Nonsense or no? It's nonsense. You see? Rusted steel. All rusted steel. You see other one? There's nothing, no one to control. You see this? You see this? What do you think is epoxy coated or this rust? It's rust. You see this? Beautiful design, you can see this? Highest design in world. Highest design, you see? You see another example of that? See beauty of work. You see further improvement on this beautification. Beautification. How tidy site is, you see? This is the reason I'm talking to you. This is the only reason I'm talking to you. I'm not showing calm, I'm showing work. Don't worry. See, still beautiful, still you see. It is rusted epoxy. Rusted epoxy. See this? Beautiful story. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Beautiful people. See this? Then they call it structural engineer. This is structural engineers. Right? They are structural engineers. I'm showing you what is possible. Breaking before use. Damage before work is used. And you see how tidy this is. See? New manhole. Beautiful. Bharat quality, Indian quality. What beautiful quality, really. And they are engineers. They call themselves engineers. Disappointed, really. You see what nonsense covers. You see their working style. Working style. And you see how many drawings required. It's all drawings. You see many more drawings are here. I just want to show you one by one. Well, I'll show you something else. This is clay content in soil. Clay content in soil. Well, I just tried to show you something. Not it has no connection to that, but my purpose is that I just wanted to show to you the standards that we do here. And these photographs are real, and these are from some contractor site, international company working in this country. They call themselves very big company. Names are very big, but you can see perform. This is just a storm drain. If this status of a storm drain, what shall be status of big buildings, you know? So I just thought that telling you means what's happening is unbecoming. Actually, unpleased this. I'm unpleased with this, and you should be. So don't do your work like this. That's what I say. Think on and on. If this is work, then what to say about something else? I don't call this work. It is foolishness. It's waste of time, waste of money, and to put the public in danger, and that's another problem. So, my purpose is that I should not be very happy, as though it's okay. Happy self expression of happiness is also very bad sometimes. Uh, but whatever it is, it's okay, fine. We had to be with this, and we had to understand everything. Well, I just go back to same topic of thinking and doing and delivering. So, my dear triangular in charges, triangular locations, triangular located professionals, contracting professionals, engineering professionals, consultancy professionals, and employing professionals, or third party professionals. You all are engineers. All are engineers, and you make other engineers, like the foreman, practical engineer you make, and you make some carpenters, you can say foreman, depending on opportunity you have on working and you want to use them. You have to make them suitable with this complete, giving the complete skills, and also by that virtue, by that method, you improve your skills. And skills improvement is for everybody. And your skills are not only physical, your skills are observatory, your skills are in writing, your skills are in thinking, your skills should be in speaking, and your skills for designing, and your skills for charting out, and your skills for the vision and methods, and whatever is to be done. All that is skills, and by working you can make your skills much more refined, and you can make others refined, because they all work based on your direction. You may be contractor, you may be engineer, you may be after the direction has to come from all sources, and that combination of direction is called work. There's no question it's my patent or it's your patent, it's work, and once it goes to work it goes. And you are learning from drawings as contractor person, you learn from designs, you learn from your specifications if you read them thoroughly, and you learn from work processes and industrial methods and interdisciplinary words. That's very important. You learn, and your team learns, and your work consultants learn, others learns, and public learns as well. And your lab workers learn, crew learn, and you learn from crew. It's a kind of multi-directional learning, and that sometimes not felt, but it happens because you learn many activities, somewhere here, somewhere there. And that's sometimes very important part of engineering, which cannot get from your books or available literature. And that actually now you are a part of literature. You are learning literature as your others are learning your literature. So it's a cooperative literature, collaborative literature, though we don't feel at that time we are learning, but when we do it we learn, and we don't feel it, but it is learning. For example, somebody I did not know in 1980s, I think 87, I did not know what is epoxy flooring, or what is epoxy painting, or epoxy membrane, or I didn't know what was spot surfacing in 1985. And I learned all that. Somebody came from France, and that was our. We had to do some sport surfacing for five sports courts, like for yes, tennis, open tennis, table open tennis, and volleyball, and also handball. Like that means we have about 25 court surfaces we had to, in addition to football area. So we did not know this as a patented material, or as proprietary, I should call, not patented. It was a proprietary material that was we bought from France, and it was contract condition of delivery that one instructor or engineer would come to demonstrate it on site, so that our people would learn. I was one of those, along with my team. I was very young that time, so I learned in those days in 1985. I remember spot surfacing with high standing system. There was so many layers on that, and we learned each how to apply with that. Of course, names were French, but we learned successfully each example, each sample, and then we reproduced that on site. And similarly, some epoxy flooring person, a chemical manufacturer engineer, came and he taught us do epoxy flooring 1.5 mm thick and 3 mm thick, and also we learned many other applications, and like that means that's lifelong learning. Means whatever some material comes, you have to, because you are not conversant with that material. And of course I learned something myself when I was in Libya in 1984, and I was constructing myself. That was actually my work, because there was no contractor there. One diesel power station, standby diesel power station in Silta town, which is standby one, 4 generators foundations I had to construct, 2500 kVA each one, with radiator foundations and with oil tanks. And I was in charge for civil work and also for other works, but I did myself. I arranged for, I and my team on site, without any contractor. We arranged for all materials, temporary work. At that time I didn't know all these terms. We got a mixing ourselves, a mixing of concrete. We were supplied aggregates by someone there, some company there, and we installed mixing, did everything. Water reservoir tank was there, and so you can say I led a team. They're not very big team, 50 persons, and I worked myself there. Their nights used to stay there, kind of resident, and I enjoyed that work in 1980, 84, you see, 16 and 20, 36 years back. So it's life, means, and that did, nobody, only designs came from there, drawings came from there, good drawings, I should appreciate them. At that time I appreciated them, and I complied with those drawings and followed them, and even materials were sent them. Isolation material was sent by them. Means that there's a machine foundation, there's a raft first, and there's a machine base first, and there's isolation between raft and machine base, so that vibration of this block, massive block, should not transfer to base raft. And so there was an isolation system, horizontal and vertical, both in trenches as well, between trenches and the foundation, and between massive block and raft, and vertical. So I did the complete details, like shop drawings on drawings itself, and we followed them and did it. So of course it was not very big project, but it was, for me it was big, because I was doing myself. I did myself like a contractor. Means I was not a contractor, but I did everything. I did everything, how to make shutters, how to do cutting, apply, and or not apply buttons or planks, and we had to arrange everything, every resource, and how to offload the structural steel material that arrived there. Ourselves, we had to handle all the machines and whatever was there. But I had interest there because I was stationed on site itself, the remote desert itself, and thus day and night I had to stay there, so it was better to pass time. So in that case, it's better to learn, read some books and learn drawings and everything. So that way you have to build up your career, you have to stand up in own, and that's just a requirement. Just like I learned epoxy flooring, I learned sports surfacing, and I keep on learning something whatever comes into your world. Then I also means I worked in around about 11 companies or international companies, and also 6 years I passed in this country in some department. Then I did some consultancy work in this country, which we did not move very well, because I'm a little rigid person. I don't compromise with people, and people won't compromise. Just like I show you this clay water, which is actually, this was a test I always conduct such test when I don't have laboratory. I can myself can assess. I take some soils, so I'll put in some glass and dissolve in some water. So in, I think, 2-3 hours or 4 hours, settlement is there. Almost you can assess in what percent of clay is there, and what percent of silt is there, or what percent of sand is there. Means you can at least know what sort of soil it is, a cohesive soil or a granular soil. That idea you can take, though you may not have tested the combined grading or for single grading or like that. Means that takes money and time, and sometimes you don't have facilities, or that person doesn't want to spend money, but you must have an idea what type of foundation they have to provide. That then you can go to site and see what sort of soil it is. But those people always make haste. They don't want to listen to you. And even if you suggest them, no, don't do this, they won't listen, because a contractor always dominates here. Means those contractors, you make, oh, I have put excavator, I'm excavating, I can't wait. Means then you have to withdraw yourself. Means you can't. How can you do work when people don't listen to you? I still remember, for example, when I was in Delhi here in India for many years. For some reason, one of my colleague architect, he used to come to me for some problem for structures, and as a colleague, as a professional, I used to help him. And once he came, and it's really very very interesting example. Many times I quoted this example. It was a Delhi, and it was a temple building, and that temple owner lady wanted to make one building, an extension of that, but that was just adjacent to the well. There was no gap in between. Maybe there was just a small gap of expansion joint. I suggested them, but problem was how to do foundation. Because architects don't understand this. He didn't understand. He came to me, please come on. I went with him to site, and so I told him, see, I have to design it. It's okay, design it. Give me, in by thumb rules, I want because my contractors are waiting. I cannot. No, if you want that, you do yourself. I'm going. I told him clearly. He took me on a scooter to Janakpur, some area, I don't know which place it was, and there's some temple. So I thought, see, it was not in those days, no computers were there. He said, okay, I'll give you a solution for this, but you have to give me 2-3 days at least, if not 3-4. No, my contract. Okay, you're going to do yourself. Don't come to me. He said, use thumb rule. No thumb rule. I don't believe in thumb rules. If you excavated, you should have come to me before excavation. Why you are coming now? When you started work, then you should have discussed this thing. When you excavated, there started fabrication of steels, and why you are coming now? So I told him, stop everything. Stop everything, and whatever details I give you, you have to follow them. Discuss with your contractor. If that contractor does agree, then I do give you design. I'm not worried, don't give me anything. Of course, that person was disappointed, but it's okay. I'll wait for a stop for what things. Of course, I had to calculate manually. I had to know, of course, using calculator, no computer, nothing. I proposed to him rectangular combined footings. We can understand how to do it. I gave him 5-legged and 12-legged design for rectangular combined footings. Means we are building already existing foundation. You cannot extend that foundation. You have to place. This is border restriction. You know it very well. So that restriction, this has to be, you have to provide border restriction. You solve it, so that's only rectangular footing or combined, I mean to say rectangular combined footing or trapezoidal, depending on what. So it was, means at that point we had to lay combined footings, and then we could do other footings if required. So I gave him that design, and so you have to do like this, and that person was forced to do that. And once then another of his colleague came, he told me after that, this very big colleague came, and he's not architect, and he asked me what you did. I told him I did. Who advised you like this? Because he also could not understand what was done. He told me one of my engineer, structural friend, his engineer is there, he's MI, and he told you, oh, he's expert then. No, what's expertise in this? It's very common solution. You have to provide in border restriction combined footing. So I followed whatever is given in footing is footing design, complete that with 8 legs and 5 legs, and do it accordingly. And he did that, and building was constructed. So what I'm saying is, question is not of money. Question is of convincing people. People are not convinced. Architects always run fast. Oh, they think design are like pakoras, kulcha cholas. It's ready made and you give it. Is that? Even now you cannot give that. You have designs because you don't know what is soil. He used to take me to many sites and see this, and then I go down and see, at least walking on soil and see how it. And he told me, see, he has gone down. If some other engineers come, nobody goes down. How can architects say like that? If another engineer comes and he won't go down to excavation, no, I can't give you an answer. And I suggest something and nobody agrees. Problem is that. And I say, okay, I'll give this foundation, but the contractor has already decided something and he does that. So engineers are that way, discarded, you can say. We are discarded unnecessarily. We know our job and we can suggest, but people have different mentality. Means when they think, oh, engineer, he's a problem maker. He'll ask me to spend more. I don't understand this school of thought in minds of architects or contractors. They are not professional contractors. So I don't call them contractor even. They are laymen, and they think they know everything. I don't consider them contractors at all because they are not. They have no professionalism. They don't understand what is concrete. They don't understand curing. They don't understand what is reinforcement. They don't understand what shutters. They don't know how to pour. They don't understand. So I'm not saying that, but this is not their job. Sometimes it happens unusually, sometimes in your career, because I'm not usually, I don't practice here. Who's this here? What he wants? Yes, what do you want? What do you want? Beautiful yaar. से अच्छी होती आदमी. Fools people are just nothing, they're wasting time. I don't understand what they want. I should kick them out. Oh, bloody fool, don't call me again, okay? Bloody hell. He has called me many times this morning and I block him now. Nonsense people. See, I was talking something and he's disturbed me. I don't know what he wants. Idiots. Sitting idle in the home and just calling someone without any logic, without any requirement. Just call. Stupid society. I'm very angry with these people. You're calling, I'm making video, I'm calling to people, I'm talking to people, and they're calling for nothing. For what? I don't know. I'm not calling. Sorry, what to do means I'm angry this way. So what happens, people don't understand. Recently, a few years back, one of my known person, socially known person, had to construct a home, his home in Haryana, Gurgaon. And he came to me. I want to see you, I have to discuss with you. I'm not going to make my house, and I already got the design and this building permit is available, and I paid so much to architect. I want your help. Okay, no problem, I'll help you. What do you want to have? This is drawing, you see, and I want structural detailing. All right, no problem, I'll do it. Okay, do it. What about the architect? No, I have a close relation to that, and I'm not going to do it. Anything, you do it. Okay. Then I said, okay, first of all, this drawing is wrong. Building permit is there. Stair is wrong. Same stair with different height of floors. What nonsense. This is, no, whatever you do, you do. I don't know, I'm not going to that architect to do it. Okay. What about soil? Soil? What's that? Soil, he knows, but yeah, what do you want to do with soil? I want investigation report, I want soil report. No, this is a good soil. Who's your contractor? He says, that contractor says it's good soil, and even if you send it for testing, they will just, means this contractor had proposed him already, I'll put some sand layer below it so that seismic action is covered. Zone 4, according to his code, in this area, and they want to put some soil layer below foundation so that it covers seismic resistance. I asked him, you are going to install a lift? Yes. Can you give me lift details? I have no details. No details. You don't have details and your plan is already approved. Oh yes, we have just, we will buy later on, see. Okay, you will buy later, but which one you will buy? You give me that, I'll contact that vendor and take details from him. Oh no, I cannot do it. You are causing problem to me. I came for your help. Okay, I want to see your site, and I want this, and tell me what type of contractor that is. Oh, that is very experienced contractor. Okay, but what type? He used to work in Saudi Arab. Okay, fine. I mean, what is his then? Oh, he's an electrician. Oh my God, rotten egg, rotten apple. Electrical foreman. You can contact him for your building. No, you tell me what to do with such people. He was angry with me. If you don't know, I'll do myself. What do you mean? I do not want zero defect building. No zero defect building? What do you mean by zero defect building? He said, okay, I'm not happy with, I'm tired with you. Okay, I'll do myself. He did not take me on the site to show me soil. Now, what to do in this case, you tell me. If your client, your employer is not interested in good work, quality work, professional work, how can whatever contractor one is can be serious? How can one be serious? This is problem here. This is a problem here. They don't want to give any support. No soil investigation. Don't ask for any detail. Just do. That's it. I am not this sort of engineer. I had a dispute with my sister also. When she didn't listen to her, I was supervising construction. I dispute my sister here in my house itself. Why? It's what you don't know this and you're interfering for nothing. Structure is a structure. If it's not good structure, it's a fracture. If it's not a good structure, if you do not produce a good structure, it's a fracture. Do you understand that? Structure is a material, it's anatomy, it's a skeleton, it's a framework, it's a machine. You want to break it? Structure is mechanism. That's why I'm calling it structural mechanism, three-dimensional mechanism, formation mechanism. When we say that, what is mechanism? Mechanism comes from machine. It's a machine. It's silent performing machine. There's no voice in this, but it's performing. It's taking machines within it, and machines work within building. And you're saying it's nothing. If it's not good structure, it's your graveyard possible. It may collapse. It may get fire and deteriorate. You can't understand this point. You want to break your money forever. And it's not machine for 3 or 4 or 5 years. It may stay 50 or 100 years. You are investing your money. Not only your money, you are risking your life. Or whoever stays there occupies that is life. Are doing that. And you say, I don't care. I am there to care for you, don't worry. But you listen to me. My request is only, my requisition is only you listen to what I am saying, but you are not listening to me. This is convention in our country. Contractor knows everything, builder knows everything, promoter knows everything, architect knows everything, and nothing is known to engineer. Engineer knows nothing. Electrician is more important than engineer. In civil construction, see, a builder who knows nothing of engineering, he produces projects, big projects, massive projects. Promoter does nothing in engineering, he does everything. Here money plays, not technology, not science, not engineering. This is my Bharat India. We call my Bharat India, and quality, no quality. Self-reliance of the government says is acceptable. Bitcoins are acceptable in discussion. Research is acceptable without doing good work. They can discuss everything, but which is the most important, and that is a quality. Nobody is so serious. I have not heard till now any webinar they conducted. I wrote to Institution of Engineers many times. This is a problem, but they least bother. They talk on advanced technologies, they call amendments of codes, everything they want, but they don't want ground quality requirements. They don't want to improve that. So what is the value of code, and what is the value of design, and what is the value of specification if you don't want quality? Quality is number one. Performance is number one. Your money is going there waste. You don't understand that. If your quality is gone, your building is gone, your structure is gone, everything is gone, and you are gone. If a building catches fire, it's set on fire, in half an hour, in 10-15 minutes it will collapse if it is not given proper cover, proper spaces, proper good quality of concrete, proper structure, everything. It would not sustain. Seismic can be sustained, seismic can be designed, but if your building is not constructed according to compliance of requirements, your building is not a building, your structure is not a structure, it's a disease. It's a handicapped structure. It cannot sustain all forces required to be sustained as digested by this. It can sink any time, it can damage itself any time, it can overturn any time, it cannot withstand even the wind force, forget the seismic force, and forget the temperature. It shall not work in the reduced section during fire. People do not understand at this point. I don't know why. Why don't they understand? Engineers understand, but others do not. So when others do not support the engineers, so stop thinking, why should I think? If people are not listening to, just I say I cannot work for you because you don't want the zero defect. That's a problem here. Professionalism is absent, it's missing. What is available is dancing, romancing, drinking. This is all that. If engineers do not know specification, they never care for what for they are in field. Why you are a black mola on name of engineers? Every information is available in world. You don't use that. You want to study that. Why? You are only in designs. I'm engineer. Do it design yourself on site. You know that you are design engineer. Do it on site. Go to site and do it. You should know problem in field. You should know problem according you design. You see constructionability, buildability, first understand that. Design has no meaning if you do not know what shape it will take on site. Ultimately, responsibility of work is at site. Production is on site, not in your design office. If you cannot do that, your design is useless because it's not done. You did too much on that. You applied on that everything. You did a lot of work on designs, produced very good drawings. But what about sites? They provided thousands construction coal joints. They did not vibrate at so many places in concrete sections. They did not understand this combined grading of aggregates. They don't know what is honeycombing, how to rectify that. They don't understand querying, what to do, how to do it. They don't know what type of concrete they should use. Slow shrinkage concrete or hard, very OPC, or they don't understand anything. Because you did not tell them, you did not instruct them accordingly. There's no specification, drawing, there's no instruction. Whose job was that? Your job. You are director and they are hero actor. They are seen in front, but they are not competent that much you are. Both should meet together. Both should talk together. Both should move together. Go with the quality, with the safety, with the planning, with the interconnection, everything. Only then you can say you've done your job. Otherwise, job is undone. It is done physically, but not mentally, not professionally. You cannot call a structure professionally deliver the structure or a professional structure. If a structure is done according to drawing and requirement of site, it can be called a professional structure. Otherwise, it is just a structure without any warranty, without any guarantee. Yes, you can sign a specification done, guarantee done, paper signing is okay, but what is really required is important. Is really delivery, fast delivery, professional delivery. His professional world, so should be professionally delivered. That's the point we should realize, and we should concentrate on that point. That's why I'm wasting time. I'm just shouting, I'm just speaking, I'm stressing myself, despite being I'm sick, but I talked many times before. You have to spend time. to talk to people like me and like hundreds like that. Fortunately, I experienced overseas myself, so maybe I know a lot. I'm not proud of that. No, it's my fortune that I was there and learned. I never learned anything here. Very frank, I worked 6 years in Delhi Railway Authority. I did not learn anything except billing, except test check, except how to handle. That's it. I didn't learn anything here. I try to teach others what others don't want to learn. And I don't expect any learning here. I learned overseas in many countries with many nationalities, interacted together. But I discovered that we are more proficient than them. Just color is not valuable. We can, if we decide to do, we do. If we decide to do, fortunately or unfortunately, we do there. Here, there is no decision. Decision isn't exist. If somebody says so, okay, do it for us. That's the problem in this country. It's not hidden, it's known, but nobody takes care. Nobody. Undue webinars, undue seminars, without anything, congresses, this and that. What's outcome? What is outcome? Paper only? Oh, I published paper. My paper was accepted and happy. I am not interested in your paper. Go and work at site. Go. Prove that you know job. You design yourself and do it according to the requirement. Can you? Don't blame side guys. They are not expert like you are. But you are expert in what? Only on designs? No. Do it. That is what is required. So my friends, exercise engineering, right? Laughing engineering, all these you know. I do all that. Because if I'm thinking, I'm tired, I have to retire myself. I have to do something like that. Mind moves in, I want that. Feed to my mind is not food alone, it's energy, recirculation of energy. My mind should be active all time. Your mind should be active all time. That is beauty of engineering. So, what do you say? Do you agree with me or no? Up to you. I am a failure because I am rigid. You may call it failure, I don't get clients. But yes, I am a failure because I cannot make money from my practice. But I think and help others. Money is no ambition now. How many years I have to live, I don't know. But I know I am not going to stay for 50 years. Maybe 6 months, maybe 1 year, maybe 2, who knows. My age is 66 now, running. So I can't expect to reach 120, I don't need that. But I should feel happy. You should feel happy. Not socially happy, not familiarly happy. Professional happiness. Because profession cannot be measured in terms of money. Those who measure in terms of money, they are not professionals. Money is something else. What do you produce? That's important. If you produce engineering work, you are professional. And if you just sign something, that's not professional. Signing is not required, delivery is required. Delivery is more important than signing. This is my thinking. My thinking can be wrong according to your thinking. Your thinking can overrule my thinking. Your thinking can bypass my thinking. You can overtake my thinking. No problem. My thinking shall remain same. I am bad engineer, you can say. I'm not very highly qualified engineer. But I don't consider engineering in terms of qualifications at academics. No. I don't consider that complete engineering. I consider engineering when you deliver something. That's my principle. If I cannot deliver, I'm not engineer. This is, international style. Do it. Many nationals are, oh, you are engineers, prove it. Prove it. The Modi checks your certificates all the time. Prove it, do it. I say, oh, I am graduate engineer, I am chartered engineer, I am professional engineer. Okay, you are. Do it. Europeans, West guys, Arabic guys, Middle East guys, I have seen mentality of people. Okay, you are there, you are qualified, you are that's why you are here. Do it. Challenge, it is called. They challenge you, you do it, we recognize you. If you don't do it, we don't recognize you. Point is clear. If you can't do it, if you can't do it, you are not educated, you are not qualified. If you can't do it, and if you can do it, you are accepted, you are competent. Competent you are. The one gentleman came from India to Iraq in 1981. He was superintending engineer there in government of I think PWD. Met me there, and he was little upset. We talked together. I talked to him. What's the problem? My colleague, I was on CA, and says he used the in charge of project asked him, start this building. So this person never did in life how to start a building, a superintending engineer level, in buildings, of course. He used to use paper slips and to give some foreman to give to this and do this and they start this and building. Many days lapse, I think more than a week lapse in building that they happen. I think that. I asked him, well, why? He asked me that he talked to project manager and said, you're not able to start building. See, somebody told him, you go, have survey done, get approval, then bring machine, procure it, and start work. Oh, see, I never did this. You never did this. I was superintending engineer. I thought I'll work as such. In a field, there is no superintending engineer. Means you may have title, but your job is not. You have to sit in office and you think work is moving. No, it's not that. In the contracting, it's not like that. In contracting, you have to get it delivered. You have to get it done. When that person realized that he cannot do it, he told me, I decided I'm going back. Why? See, what they want, I can't do that. I can't do that. I never did this. I'm in the government office. Still I'm there because I came on leave, and my job is still safe, and I am going back. And he actually left. So what I'm saying is, better think first where you're going. If you think you cannot do it, don't join that area. If you're superintending engineer, if you're chief engineer, better stay there. I had a chance to talk to one superintending engineer, and I was interviewing many people, 500 people I interviewed in Madras sometimes in 1999, 1999, and because I interviewed them in Delhi first, and that company guy was very impressed with me. Okay, call me, come to Madras and interview these people. So I met many people, 100, 500 people. That 3-4 days, 5 days I was involved in interview. So I met one superintendent engineer from Madras PWD, and he came for an interview. So okay, fine, sit down, please. He applied for civil engineering position. I don't know about position manager or something. Then I asked him, okay, fine. He told me I'm superintendent. Okay, tell me what's concrete. Define concrete. He looked at my face. What is he asking? Concrete, concrete. Like this, 2-3 times. Tell me what is concrete. What do you understand by concrete? I was so surprised. Superintending engineer of PWD Tamil Nadu or Madras, and he cannot define concrete. I didn't say anything. Okay, fine. Thank you. What to do with that? I'm not saying. I'm saying that people think what they do here is that's engineering. In fact, you are not doing engineering if you do not know engineering. You think contract handling is only engineering. You are going overseas, you are going to overseas where you have to work. Even if you are a consultant, you are involved in work. You are a quality guy, you are involved in work. You are involved somewhere on your own responsibility. Here, style was delegation to others. Delegation doesn't work. It works, but you have to work also. Means it's like you lead yourself and let, because of your lead, others lead. And if you say, no, I just have told you to do it, no, it doesn't work. So what I'm saying is there's a cultural change. We have to change our culture. We have to be knowledge specific and application specific rather than degree specific. Degree is a requirement, but not universal. Degree, PG, PhD, these are requirements, academical requirements, but these are not universal requirements. You may be valued at first instance, but when you start, you don't perform, you cannot be called a PG or PhD. Remember, yes, if you get that field of professional level or that research level, that's fine, but it's not easy to be in research or in professional because there are limited seats. So this construction field is unlimited. It was unlimited sometime. Now there's some change to the economic collapse, but there was a time when I had 4 simultaneous appointments, and it's difficult for me, which I opt for agri for. So that's very interesting point here. Therefore, I am here to eat your mind. I'm not going to benefit anything from this, but I think there's a collapse, there's a lapse, there's a deterioration in engineering education. And because this is deterioration, output from university, product from university engineers are not suitable in field because of so many reasons. First of all, they don't want to do junior level job. So you have to learn. You have to learn first. You have to learn not for 1 day or 2 days, you have to learn for years. For first couple of years, you have to learn. And learn intensively. By heart, by mind, by dedication. To train yourself. Because university training is not sufficient. There are so many missing concepts, missing subjects, like law is not there, contract management or contract subject is not there, and like pertinent, workers, pertinent human resources, you can say, or pertinent many field method statements, technical statement, and so many. You can say more than 70% requirement that's a mandatory in field. You don't have advantage with. You can only think of design, you can think of some theory, and that doesn't work in field. So you have to learn. If degree is 4 years or 5 years, then you have to learn at least equal number of years first. Only then you can say I'm 5 plus 5, I'm 4 plus 5. So I am saleable. Saleable. This is what I learned from British. You could be more saleable. You learn this, and you be more saleable. They clearly say you have to sell yourself. And if you have to sell yourself, you should be a good salesman. It's not by talk. It's not that type of salesmanship. Your caliber sells you caliber and performance and reliability, and not carelessness, commitment. You may be very intelligent, you may be very fast, but you do not want to work. You do not deliver. You are lethargic. You don't take interest. You think others should do for you. Maybe may talk it you. Oh, by talk you cannot earn. You cannot earn work. So that's where system starts falling, and that's the case with majority of our products from engineering education. Well, I'm not criticizing you people. I know learning is a must, but you should learn by heart, by mind, by conscious, by understanding, by clear conception. And you involve yourself, not simply learn, involve yourself in every action on site. You have a good relation with project manager or whoever is your boss, and try to attain as much as possible, try to learn as much as possible. That's the only you can say. Advice I can say. Already it's 9:06, so I'm going to close in a few minutes. So my purpose is that maybe I don't know how many minutes this video. The cartel is already 2 minutes into the 7. I'll let it be 2.5 hours. Let me see then how was the result of the cartel again or automatically cut it, because I'm not sure about this new system. Facebook is a lot of thing. They are harming actually public now by taking more advancement, but reliability factor has become less. Classic was not that advanced, but it never missed even a single minute recording. Here I'm missing hours of recording. Unfortunately, means I can say irreliable product means this is the same thing as engineers are reliable. They do not want to respond to demands of work. So we have to understand ourselves first. We have to see that we are suitable for job, or if so we have to learn it by whatever means. You have to learn it. Learn from sources, learn from documents, learn from records, learn some lessons, and you don't leave anything undone. That you have to go to someone else for advice or instruction. There, you try yourself. In remote case, you go for the advice, because if you try once, twice, that means you will find answers, you will find responses, you will find that you have to do, and that's a very important point. I consider it more and more important. I think this way. I don't know what you think. If you do not think this way, better you think this way. It will benefit you. You may think, oh, I'm old man, I'm talking, I'm used to talking, I feel happy. I'm talking for what? I'm not selling this video. I'm not selling my writings. I'm not that lucky to get money out of that. I'm just trying to say what I could not do, you should do. My time was very limited resources. Time is. I had to learn everything in field. Everything in field. I think I benefited from them. I can say with self-confidence that I got returns in respect term, not in money term. I got back my efforts in terms of honor. Or this is some of my colleague, Arabic colleague used to say, of course we used to fight together for some reason, but when we could leave job and say, oh, you are best professional I have worked with me. This Nasser, Engineer Nasser, he was with me, he was my senior, and we had many disputes many times, professional disputes, not personal disputes. So I laughed, and then he also laughed, and he joined some. And then we used to on Facebook write together. Sometimes I fought him, say, oh, you are my best professional I have worked with in my life. I still remember you. It's not my praise, means it is identification, recognition, means means a credit to our country. I'm not to myself. Maybe personally he knows me, but he would think other people would be like that. And I still remember, I think where I was in those days. Yes, it was the Qatar, and there was one company, Alatia Contracting, and that time, 85, I joined that company, and that time in beginning that my manager, my project in charge head did not feel happy because project was like the landscape project. I was not, I never did that, but when I got project of structure, school building, and many other projects, then after when he saw my performance, he then asked me and he said, he asked someone, from where Suraj passed. I want people like him. Which university he passed? Because he did not see my certificates. Then our Indians told him, hey, he did not pass from university, he is passed from private school. Oh my God. I was very angry when that person told me, this my colleagues, Indian colleagues, we told him, private. What do you mean private? I passed from institution of engineers. Why is it private? You passed from there, did you pass? You never passed because you never passed degree. Can you pass? You failed, that's why talking like this. Well, it doesn't make a difference. It didn't make a difference to me because that person was happy, and his Arabic people used to say, oh, you have a high mind and you are like this and like that. And that person means, see, it depends upon opportunity and your perform. If you get opportunity, you should perform. And until you get opportunity, you cannot prove that you know the job. If I was in a landscape job of 5 schools, well, how can I show my power? How could I show my power? And some the roller is working, roller, and some trucks are coming with sweet soil and plants and this. Well, it was only for I think 6 months or 9 months, but that school project 2 years, and after that another project for 2-3 years, and then like this I left this company after 4 years. So I still remember that period. I was too young, but I was very active in work. That was my weakness, you can say, or my plus point, I don't know. Still I am that, but by chance now I got accident, but still I am very, very active. In work I am very active. I can with confidence say it's not that it's my extra quality. You should have that quality. Don't think of time. Think of performance. Performance is your identity, not your certificate. At one stage, people know by your performance. People don't know by your qualification. Qualification is good in beginning that answer, but you must answer questions if you are asked to answer. You have to explain to them. This is called reliability. Reliability means there are 3 confidences in reliability. You have confidence that you can deliver safe work. You have confidence that you can deliver serviceable work, and you have confidence your works are durable and your acts are durable. Means what you say you do. Shouting is not enough. Oh, I can't do it. No. My statement is, I have done it. I will not tell someone, but I say, I have done it. My plus point is, whatever duty I have to, where I am directly involved, means no one is there, mind-based activity. I always know that and keep at least 50% work ready-made. So when I am asked to submit it, it takes only a few hours and submit, or sometimes I keep everything ready-made. Just edit at that time and submit that. And that's called vision. You know what's going to happen. That's called experience-based learning. You know what is required. Don't tell I've done it. Don't keep it with it. Where is running away? At times with some, what's wrong with that? But I'm not going to say, oh, say I have done it. No. If you make this habit, you do it once. Keep yourself. Do it. Keep it safe. It's your property. Nobody can take from you. I'm just trying to share with you way of working. Engineers' way of working are varied. There's a complete variance, and you should be that level variance. Simply just living and speaking is not enough. We should be strong enough in our work tidiness. Just like with the site is tidy, your mind should be tidy. Kill your mind without any doubt, without any gravels in your mind, without any bad thinking in your mind. Positive, constructive thinking with dedication, with full efforts. so that errors comes to yourself. Oh, I am error, correct me. You should that much work. Error should speak to you. Oh, I am error, correct me. You may say I'm a talkative person. I'm pleased to talk. No, it's not that. I generally don't talk. Believe me. In general, I never talk. But in professional or a responsible way, I talk. This is my plus or minus point, whatever you consider. If I write when it's necessary. And I conceive writing before writing. Points I conceive, structure of my writing I conceive, and how I have to work I conceive. Yes, I program, I do everything, but real work I keep in my mind. If I keep on point paper also, I don't tell someone, because what's the use of saying? There are always encounters. Better don't tell and do it. If you want to fight the encounter, do it. Don't tell someone, and you deflect the encounter. My contemplation is entirely different. No show business. Remember, mind is very powerful. Tongue is not powerful. Chatting is not powerful. Chatting is not powerful. Mind is powerful. If you can use your mind, do not mind it, use it. You do not need any advice. You become advisor immediately. Because your mind is very powerful, you use it. It's free. It's free. That is beauty. I think you understand what I'm saying. This generation of understanding is very, very important. My background is very normal, and I know that what I think I can do, and I concentrate on my doing. I devise my method myself, and I follow it. I do my filing work myself and follow it. When required, I can spend time on work, double time, full time. I don't expect any interference in my activity. I don't tell others what I'm doing. Yes, I tell those only who have a right to know what I'm doing. They know actually what I'm doing, because just works are done on computers, and computers are on intranet, and all those who are responsible leaders, they know what you are doing through your folders, directors. So those persons who have a right to know, they know it. To others, because engineering is a secrecy. Engineering is not a band. Engineering mind is secret mind, but powerful mind. Engineering is intelligence, not only intelligence, genius. And genius means secrecy. If you are genius, you are engineer. If you are engineer, it doesn't mean you are genius. Remember, if you are genius, you are engineer. And if you are engineer by qualification and you don't do engineering, you are not engineer. This is basic principles of engineering. Because mind is trained by engineering education. All education is based on imagination, assumptions, and we prove that this is true. This is engineering. You have to imagine, you have to vision, view, foresee, produce on paper, and do it. That's what we do. We drive formulas based on imagination. We write methods based on imagination and do it and see where we were wrong. Right or wrong? This is called professionalism. Because you have to create, you have to build something extraordinary. It doesn't matter what's in drawing, what ultimately you are doing. You are doing. Different thing. Well, I think it's now let us do a few minutes more. See, I am happy. Not because you give me something. I am enjoying. I am enjoying my talk myself. This is engineering, social engineering, personal engineering. Remember, if you talk to yourself, you talk to the whole world. You understand? Because there is no one here. If you talk to yourself, you question yourself, you answer yourself. First of all, even if you make mistake, nobody is going to ask anything. You know you made mistake, you ask yourself some mistake, okay, you rectify that, remedy that. Self-teaching, self-student, self-teacher, self-marker, self-examiner. This is called engineer. Boosting is no meaning. Boosting work is meaning. Work doesn't mean site work only. All works. If you have no experience in design, it doesn't mean you can't design. You can design. You can design. You take time only. And the person who is expert in design, yes, that person is efficient, very efficient, very efficient. That person may think many times. Maybe you make mistakes. But design is done. Maybe your design more safer than that design. Because you have restrictions. This is what I am saying this is. And it is great. Well, again I say, jumping and climbing immediately doesn't work, do not work. You have to have patience, you have to think on, plan, chart, do, and they say think, do and deliver. TDD means engineering. I understand what you mean by that. You can say that. Yes, you may say that. I understand what you mean by that. So what I do? I do not know. I am tired. I am tired. I am tired. I am tired. In engineering, you are not tired. Physically, you are tired. Mentally, never. Because your work gives you happiness. And you enjoy that happiness. I did it. I did it. You say that. I know. But I also know. A mason also says that. I made this. Setting up, I made this. You know, lowest rung of help would say, I made this. And God would say, I was there. I know everything. God, watchman would say, Natur in Arabic. You know, this is my project. I know everything what happened there. So you are not alone. Credit distribution is there and you are distributor. Your job is to give credit to everybody, just like your job is to let everybody learn. Your team should be your brother, your kids. You have to take their care, in preference to your own care, because they are your tools, your machine, your equipment, in addition to other equipments. They are human equipment. You have to take their care just like you take care of your car or your machine or your excavator. When required to oil, you oil them. When required to fuel, you fuel them. When required to clean, clean them. When the tire is punctured, you repair tire, you repair puncture. That tire is also punctured. So you have to think that way. Otherwise, you cannot do anything. Remember, it's very, very important. You have to do that, have to do that, have to do that. I think I'm joking today. Sometimes with you people, maybe I know you will not, you not go through whatever video is available. You just jump on, and let's see. Oh, same face is there. Leave it. And when you are saying you once you'll be deployed on 72 hours concrete or 1 week concrete, what shall you do? There are rafts which are cast in 7 days. The foundations are cast in 7 days, they are without stop. And if you take charge of that, how shall you do it? If you feel bored in 3 hours, 2 hours, how shall you continue for 72 hours, 168 hours? It's very important. Overstress yourself, stretch yourself, at least for some time, so that you make yourself suitable to that environment. And that environment is very, very good environment. That environment is responsible environment. You are there for them, for work, for a project, for your job. You are there for everyone. But everyone there is not for everyone. Your age may not be more. You are young. You are young by age, but not by mind. You are matured by mind. Your mind is powerful. It is trained. It is responsible. It is obligatory, and that's what you should have in mind. That is what you should have in mind, and that's the important one. That is very important one. I think it's very important point. You should not mislead yourself. Life of engineer is not to dance always. Life of engineer, particularly civil engineer, is to self-enjoy, because you are a desert engineer, you are a forest engineer, you are a jungle engineer. You are, and you would be. You won't enjoy a 5-star hotel. You have to stay in tent some time. You have to. Mind it. Sacrifice is important in civil engineering. Comforts are rarely available. Snakes may be your friends. Snakes may be your friends, not flowers. That is called engineer. You will not have girlfriends probably. Are you listening or not? But I am speaking. Your listening is my asset. And if you don't listen, I am not your asset. You miss. You can spend time on chatting, on talking. You can't spend time on listening some professional talk. That's your problem, not a problem. Okay? If you think your life is that, enjoy that life. I don't think so. You enjoy your life that way. I am not enjoying that life that way. Seriousness is your life. Seriousness is your song. Yes, I don't say don't smile, smile. But mentally be serious. I'm not saying by face you be serious. You can dance, you can jump, you do whatever you do. But mentally you should be serious every day, every time, every moment. Because mind is your money. Mind is your power. Mind is your soul. Your mind is a big powerhouse. Intellectualism powerhouse, not electric powerhouse. If you understand this, I say you understand everything. If you can understand that, you can make a good engineer. Because good engineer can't be procured. What makes a good engineer? Yourself. Nobody can advise you to be good engineer yourself. You have to advise yourself. You have to decide what is good engineer. You have to define yourself. You have to construct your definition yourself. There is no one who can help you do this or do that. And that's the problem. Engineering, again I say, is not happiness field, because it is a responsible field. Engineering is not to think, it is to walk and think. Think is your food, think is your weapon. Think is your track, think is your bus, think is your car. Psychological, patient don't be. You are not psycho. You are brilliant. People may sometimes say you are psychic. Let them say. By saying someone's comments, I can't be psychic. I can't be. You can say, I know what I am. I know what I am. Problem solver. Engineer is problem solver. This is basic foundation of engineer. Without solving problem, you can't be engineer. So first make engineer yourself. Theory is very nice, but practical is super theory, remember. Just like formula is very nice, but empiricalism is very important. Be empirical engineer, be a theory engineer, be practical engineer, be research engineer, be self-teaching engineer, be self-learning engineer. That's all complete requirement of engineers. And if you are that, you are fine, you are fine, you are fine. Well, it says here, so this understand singles. Let me say for a few minutes what it says. I understand. It's a try again. It's examination of Facebook also again. Every day I'm examining. Let me see how many hours will cut out of this 2 hours and 24 minutes. Let me wait for a few hours, few minutes more, so that it reaches 3 hours. And let me see then how many minutes they curtail it. Automatically it's curtailed. Life is difficult, I know. It's not that easy, but it's not that difficult as well. So is this world. I understand that. We understand that. It's not that easy life. It's not that difficult as well, I say. It's not that difficult. I put on my hair. I think, okay, the morning I'll leave it. Signals causing problem, I know. But 4-5 minutes not a big deal. So let me see, it's an experiment how it will work. Half an hour takes away, or how many, so that I have to talk again something to you. Excuse me. So what we talked today? We talked, without any direction. We talked at random, talk anything. I'm wasting your time in that way, right? Yes, you are right. I'm wasting your time. I talked anything. But you do not understand. I talked real thing. I talked something you can never think of. Nobody will teach you that. Only those person who are real workers, they will teach you. They will teach you. Immersion. IMMERSION. Immersion into sea or ocean of engineering is required.